Back to another episode of the Isle Show, and today we got another Saturday Gascar video. It's called "The Funniest Alpha Male on the Entire Planet." Yeah, I'm reading that right. And I know who this guy is a little bit, the guy he's about to talk about, and he do be saying some funny stuff. So let's see.
Alright, what's up guys? We got a pretty outrageous video today. I feel like ever since Andrew Tate became popular,
get an assessment for UTIs, cold sores, pink eye.
What, that 3 seconds in? Ugh.
Nova Scotia is somebody I would love to date. Nova Scotia is something to go back to.
a bunch of people saw how successful he is and tried to replicate what he did, but because it's already been done and Andrew Tate is already inherently corny, it just sucks, alright? They never hit the nail on the head. But somehow they still get followers and views, and because of this, they have no self-awareness and think what they're doing is good and helping people out. And because of this has led to an epidemic on social media of unnecessarily jacked men giving...
My opinion on it is I don't really care because I see it like sometimes, but I can just scroll. And it's like, if you think that their advice is okay, sure. Do they say some ridiculous things that if you believe you're tripping? Like, I remember one time, the guy he's talking about exactly said that he sunbathes butt booty naked and makes sure the sunlight hits his balls, and that increases testosterone. Does it? I don't know. Not sure how you would figure that out. Not sure what scientist is getting the funding to do ball testosterone sun therapy. Like, you feel me? So it's like, do your research. These people are not scientists. They can say the Matrix this, the Matrix that. If you don't have a PhD, nah, I ain't gonna listen to you, bro.
Mediocre advice to a camera in a very condescending and weird tone. But listen, okay, I think today I have found the final boss when it comes to Andrew Tate clones. Now, usually when these guys come on my For You page, I really don't think anything of it, alright? This is nothing new. But, recently I came across a TikTok account called Official Kingdom. And, oh my god, this guy is fucking hilarious. As you can see, he is a self-made billionaire and allegedly is saving this generation. Now, the reason I decided to talk about this guy instead of the other, 100,000 Andrew Tate clones is because his videos are just fucking outrageous. Like, take the whole high-value alpha male mindset that Andrew Tate has and make it have sex with the wolf. And then rub it in fucking beef tallow. That's what you get with this guy. He is just like the most manly dude you have ever met, okay? If the word alpha was a human, it would be him. But either way, enough talking about this guy. Let's just play one of his videos and you'll see exactly what I mean.
From that point on, my dad knew he couldn't take on. Now I was 13. He picked up a stick, a wooden stick, and he went to hit me over the head. And I did this, and it broke. And then I took it out of his hand, threw it on the floor, kicked him in the leg.
13. All right, let's say, for example, you're brave enough to fight your dad. He's Middle Eastern or something, white. If you're that big at 13, I would assume he is somewhat relative to you, maybe a little bit older, and plus he has grown man strength. Well, how do you this? I don't believe the story.
Picked him up and threw him on the coffee table.
So, yeah, that didn't fucking happen. That sounded like the introduction to a really shitty Wattpad story. Also, why are they playing Look at Me by X in the back? Everything about this video just screams Instagram brain rot.
Coffee table broke in half. That's the beauty that we are actually superhuman. We just don't unlock these genes because...
I want you to imagine a guy with big goofy glasses like that, nerdy build, no muscle, saying that. You would assume he watches too much anime. Like, oh yeah, I'm superhuman. Like, our son, wait, oh, you guys don't know Ball and Love Live Surf, huh? Damn, they have a character named Timothy, I think that was his name, who would say he's from the Andromeda and be a plant and absorb the sunlight to eat. Yeah, this is what this guy kind of sounds like.
because we don't put our body and our mind through the pressure.
Alright, so originally I thought this guy was gonna be like some super macho alpha male, but it turns out he's just spreading like superhuman propaganda.
The pressure. There's something called microfractions. Little microfractions that you cause when hitting the bone thickens the bone. I used to sit there and hit my shins with a hammer all fucking day.
So is this guy an alpha male? Is he a superhero? Or is he just fucking insane? What are you talking about? This guy just said he hits his shins with a hammer all day. Like, what do you mean? No, you don't. You don't do that. That is not true.
You know why people wear boxing gloves? So they don't fuck up their hands by hitting somebody's head. Your head is the strongest bone in the body. And if you train it and bang it enough for a
I'm not sure if he's switching between clips, but I'm lost. How do we get from fighting your dad to superhuman to breaking bones for no reason?
whole year, it becomes 4 times thicker. When we hurt, we cry. And I learned that at a young age. That's what I learned from the Shaolin monks.
Wait, what? What? This motherfucker just advised his audience to go bang their head on a wall to make it stronger? Also, let's clear up one thing. The strongest bone in the body is not your fucking head, alright? That is definitely the femur. Also, we do wear boxing gloves to, protect our hands, but also so you don't get hit in the face with a bare fucking fist, which would hurt more than the glove. And I really hope you all understand how funny it is that he says you should bang your head on a fucking wall when he's saying all this like dumb bullshit. This motherfucker bangs his head on walls. What the fuck? Also, he brought up some monks. I am dying to know what fucking monk is banging their head on. Let's play this. Hold on.
Go watch them when they spar, when they battle, or when they have a fight. Boom, they turn their head. Wherever you're hitting, they just turn their head. You punch their head, you're breaking your hand.
Alright, so everything he just said would be accurate if he wasn't completely fucking wrong. He's basically saying that if you punch hard objects multiple times on a consistent basis, eventually you will have micro cracks in your bones, and your bones will rebuild them and rebuild them even stronger. Which isn't wrong. That is a thing, but not to the extent where you can fucking break things with your hands, okay? Also, I was trying to figure out what monks he was referring to, and after doing extensive research, and by that I mean I watched Moist Critical's video on this, but basically what he's referring to is a viral video of 2 Shaolin monks fighting, and one of them is just eating the punches, right? Then he just proceeds to beat the shit out of the guy. Now, I'm not too sure how this guy does that. That's very impressive, but I just assume that in this guy's brain, the only way to achieve this sort of, like, strength in your head is to just fucking bang it. The only way to achieve this sort of...
I'm not sure if I'm being racist or just insensitive, but I'm not sure I want my head to be flat at the back. That's just me, though. I'm not sure banging on... Because, mind you, craniums are like 3D, right? 3D all the way around like the Earth. Why is his head a D shape? I'm not sure if he was born like that or whatever. But yeah. No thank you.
Sort of like strength in your head is to just fucking bang it over and over again. And if you punch a Shaolin monk in the head, you're not gonna break your hand, most likely, okay? They're not like that. They are insane, but
hey man, say man, they about to jump through your window.
Video, like, perfectly summarizes this guy's content, I guess. He basically has like the vibe and the confidence of like an Andrew Tate, but he's just fucking mentally ill. Like, he's just an idiot.
I come in to kill you. When I punch somebody, I don't punch their head. I'm imagining my fist going through their head, through the back of their head. Their head gets stuck here on my elbow. That's how Bruce Lee used to punch. And who was like that? Mike Tyson. He comes in, and when he punches, why do you see everybody's head flying? Because he tried to put his fist through the guy's head. That's why every single punch you see people fly. Look today, all the knockouts that are in the UFC. Somebody kicks him, he does a slap kick. Chin, boom, boom, boom. Guy goes down this way. Mike Tyson, Bruce Lee, it's a different...
Alright, so that video wasn't that stupid. He honestly said a pretty good point, but I just wanted to show you guys that video to show you, like that is his aura. That is his vibe right there, okay? He just takes himself so seriously. He's literally just an amplified version of Andrew Tate. He's like if Tristan Tate had sex with the wolf, right? And then, like, they tried to abort it, but he was so alpha and his bones were so strong from hitting it with the goddamn hammer that he stopped it from happening. What the fuck am I saying? Also, does the camera ever turn to the person he's talking to? I don't think he's talking on a podcast. I think he just set up that little thing to make it seem as if he's being interviewed.
I think
Oh, that's the method. Back when I used to, this is some lore for the people who make to this part of the video. When I used to do some of the online business stuff back in last year, right? It's really the method to just set up a camera and pretend to talk. It's like a whole thing where you pretend to be an authority, right? Because when people see another person not looking at the camera and talking to someone or have the image of them talk being on a podcast or whatever, they take their information a lot more serious instead of talking to the camera. Like when you look at the camera, not that much authority. When you pretend to talk to somebody, aura.
students are the creators of the world. I was a high school dropout, but I also got kicked out of 17 schools in total.
17 schools?
Yeah, I know what he's trying to say. That, oh yeah, C students run the world, or whatever. But 17 schools, you were a threat. How'd you get kicked out of 17 schools?
No, you did. What did you do? You didn't learn your lesson the first 16 fucking times?
But I never let school get in the way of my education.
Okay, so I'm a firm believer that the school system is broken, but like, to say that you didn't let school get in the way of your education when you claim to be expelled 16 fucking times.
I'm not even gonna lie. People who say that when they're like 15, 16, still in high school, shut up. You have nothing to do all day. If you have no job, you can't even work full time when you're that age. You have no job. All you have is school and video games. Maybe you read on the side. I'm gonna guarantee, I'm in university right now. I'm gonna guarantee this to you. You being in high school will not deter you from your path. 8 hours out of 24, if you spend 1 to 2 hours a day working on something, you know what I'm saying, even 10 minutes reading a book a day, you'll be okay. You feel me? Don't listen to this guy and think school's not important. I may not act like it, but I'm trying to fix that. School is very important if you want to get a job and just for educational purposes, especially high school. University, if you don't need it, you don't need it. But at least finish high school. Like, bro, all you have to do is show up fast.
Times, which by the way, I don't believe. There's no way he was expelled from 16 different schools. But to say that you didn't let school get in the way of your you got in the way of your education. Like, what the fuck could you have done in school to get expelled 16 times, you know? Like, you must have been doing everything but school, right? Also, who the fuck is he talking to? Third video in, and we have not seen the other person yet. I think he's just talking to himself.
He's doing the method.
I don't believe in school. A students are my #1 employees. B are my managers. The C,
Yes.
those are the ones that are like almost an owner on the verge of becoming.
Bro, don't let this guy tell you not to get in school. I'm not going to. A letter grade does not dictate where you will be in life. You can fail and be a billionaire. It's just about what you do. But don't let him have you think that if you get an A, you're gonna be broke and working for somebody if you want to be an entrepreneur. No. If I'm telling you right now, if you can sit down in school, you can pay attention, retain information, study, that is good for life. He's talking about like, oh, C students are more creative because their mind doesn't fit into the typical alpha sphere of school. bro, letter grades don't dictate your future. I'm just gonna keep it like that.
I'm in a business owner to being a manager, and then you have the D that those are business owners,
Yes.
and then you have the F, and the F are the ones that create new inventions
Hope.
for the world,
And change the world.
change the world
Hope.
completely.
Yes.
This is the type of shit your friend sends you when you make fun of him for failing a class.
But as long as you understand that school does not let you forget about educating yourself. So you don't want school, no problem. I'm all for that. Whatever they teach you today, you don't really need it. You're not going to use it later on in life. Who cares about the Tea Party? And let's not forget that they probably reshaped the reality.
Alright, the rest of that is just a bunch of yapping, but hopefully you guys see that what I'm trying to say. This guy is just hilariously alpha. He's the most alpha motherfucker I have ever met. Like, forget the self-improvement and, like, Sigma male advice. This guy just says a bunch of schizophrenic bullshit. And with a menacing tone. And into a fucking microphone with no one across from him. Like, what? I don't even know. This guy's just fucking hilarious. I had to make a video on him. Alright, I need to stop putting the final thought section into videos where there is no final thoughts. Like, this guy is just a fucking moron. There's the final thought. I guess I'll just do the outro now. If you liked the video, subscribe. If you didn't, fuck you.
Same thing over here. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts, because I don't think the whole alpha male thing is a bad mentality to have. I don't think it's. I think if you're taking it to the extreme, it's bad. But you take some aspects of it and get the underlying message of improve yourself, become a better version of yourself, blah 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 blah, whatever they say, sure. But that is the end of the video. So